All right, so I am now the webinar is going to be recorded. Again, welcome to the 2017 Flag Football Preseason Coaches Webinar. Very excited for another year of flag football. Okay, a couple of things that we're going to go over today, the deadlines and dates for this season, the different events within flag football that we offer, some of the coaches' requirements, go over the code of conduct, just a quick review, how to qualify for the state tournament. We will have a new team assessment form this year, so I will go over that with everyone. And just some rules, updates, and reminders that nothing's changed since last year, but just to refresh, there's returning coaches and give a heads up to the new coaches. All right, so this obviously, we have this in every single webinar. We talk about this at every single webinar, every season, everything. No athlete or volunteer may participate in any type of manner in a Special Olympics program, and that is a state program or a county program, without a valid and up-to-date current medical or volunteer application. This is extremely important, okay? We got away from this a little bit. There is no exception. If you don't have a valid medical or volunteer application for someone on your team or yourself, you or them are not allowed to participate. Bottom line. Okay, so some of the dates for the fall season. Training registration deadline is September 11th. Okay, so we'll go over, that's when you need to have all of your rosters and people on your, that are training with you into your GMS person in your area. Okay, everyone should know who that is. If not, send it to your area director. They'll get it in. Okay, by September 11th, everyone needs to be entered into GMS in flag football training. No exceptions. Okay, after this date, they can still submit people and put them in, but they will not be eligible to participate at states. Okay, September 15th, the new team assessment form will be due to me. Okay, this needs to be emailed to me by September 15th. I know it's a little early in the season. We want to get this in because these are counting as your rosters. Okay, same as every sport, every year. You will turn this in, and whoever is on that team assessment form will be on your team roster. And I will put them into GMS into their teams. Okay, so your GMS person in your area doesn't have to worry about putting the teams together. Okay, I will do that once I get your team assessment form. September 21st is the last date to submit missing paperwork to headquarters. Okay, very, very important. You have to have a valid medical or volunteer background, concussion, sport-specific training, protective behaviors, all of that must be submitted and up to date through the date of Fall Fest, which is October 21st, okay? Very, very, very important. If you don't have a valid medical up to that time, you and or the athlete, whoever it is, will not participate, okay? Bottom line, it's just, you're not going to. We're not giving any more exemptions and exceptions for that, okay? Competition deadline. This is only for individual skills. If you're going to have individual skills, then those names need to be given to your GMS person to be put into GMS in the individual skills event. Okay? This is a big one. Only for individual skills, like I said, need to be put into GMS in the event. Everyone needs to be put into GMS, but only the skills participants need to be put into their event. I will put everyone into their team, which will put them into their event. Okay? If you have questions about that, please feel free to reach out to me. All right. So deadlines, obviously, it's a little short. We are still waiting on, I haven't received any qualifier dates except the Howard County League. I know Frederick is working on their dates. If you're going to host a qualifier, which if you have a team, you should be hosting some kind of qualifier, okay? At least one. Frederick most likely will have at least 2 dates, one of which will be a required qualifier. I know for flag football, there hasn't been a required qualifier for a few years, but we are going to have a required qualifier. As soon as I get that date, it will get sent right out to you. I'm hoping to have that by the end of this week. No promises, but I'm hoping. Okay? That is one that everyone must attend. You must attend that one, plus at least one other. We say a minimum of 2. You should be going to multiple ones, not just 2. All right? You want to get your athletes as much experience, game experience, as you can to get them ready for Fall Fest. So they're not just going in playing just a couple games. You want to get them in playing multiple games, multiple qualifiers. Okay? On here is also the roster's date, or the team roster / ratings are due, which is just the team assessment form. Okay? On October 12th, it's the pre-competition webinar. Here's the link for that. Make sure you register. I think there's only like 2 people registered for that. So please make sure you do register for that before the 12th. Obviously, Fall Fest is on October 21st. That has not changed. That's been out for a while now. Okay? And then the NERSA tournament at University of Maryland, we usually send 2 to 3 teams. If more people would like to go, the more the merrier. It's a fun weekend event at University of Maryland. All the teams that go have a great time. Once I get more information about that, I will send it out. All right, so the flag football event's pretty simple. We have the traditional team competition, the unified team competition, and individual skills, okay? Last year we had, I think I got these numbers mixed up. Last year we had 7 traditional teams and 9 unified, so I got those 2 numbers mixed up. I apologize. And no participants in individual skills. I believe there's a possibility that we're going to have a few individual skills athletes this year, which would be great, as well as a few new teams. So I'm very excited that this sport is growing at the rate it is. All right, these are just the coach's requirements. Nothing has changed. It's all the same. You must have the Class A volunteer application in. All this is valid for 3 years. So you must have the Class A volunteer, must do the protective behaviors. Protective behaviors takes literally 10 minutes. Read a couple things, answer 10 questions. They're all very simple questions. Here's your results right there. You hit the wrong answer, it says incorrect, you just choose another one. Okay, that's very easy. Sorry about that. Each coach as well must do the concussion training. Okay, that is new. All coaches must do that. Not just head coaches, every coach. Okay, a coach, volunteer, anyone associated with your team must do the concussion training. That is a very important step. Actually, everyone must do, if they're volunteers, everything must have the top 3 things. Okay? Head coaches also must have the coach sport certification. which most of our coaches, I believe, do. We will have another coaches training, so waiting on that date. But as soon as I have that, I will send it out to you. There's going to be an in-person training. I believe it's going to be at Howard County, still waiting on that date again. We're looking at possibly August 27th. August 27th in the afternoon sometime. And even if you haven't attended, or even if you were certified, there's no reason you can't attend again. Okay? Just because it's valid for 3 years does not mean that you have to only do it every 3 years. You can learn something new every year. Okay? All right, protective behaviors. Again, I just talked about this. Here's the link. Like I said, it takes 10 minutes. Not hard. Very common sense answers and questions. Concussion, as I said, these are the links for the concussion. I will also send, these slides will be coming out so that you have these links. These are both free. Once you complete it and you get that that email saying that you completed it, please send that to coaches@somd.org. Okay? Please, please, please make sure you have this. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to coach. Sorry. Head coaches, assistant coaches, any coach you have associated with your team must take this concussion certification. If they have already taken the coach certification through their job or anything like that, and they have it, and it's within the last 3 years, they have their certification saying they did it, send it to us. And we'll update the profile from that date that they took it. All right, so I'm not going to read through all of this. So the code of conduct for the coach has been talked about in one of the committees, the sports committees that we have. It's been talked about with the area directors. Like I said, this is going to be the next 3 slides, so I'm not going to read through all of this. Very self-explanatory, okay? You will respect others. You will ensure that you have a positive experience for your athletes. Okay, that's why we're here. We want the athletes to have a positive experience. Yes, we want everyone to win. But at the same time, you're not always going to win. Sorry. Okay? You need to turn that around into a positive experience for your athletes. Okay? Big thing, act professionally and take responsibility for your athletes. Okay? This is not directed at 1 or 2 specific coaches in any sport. This is being told to every single one of our coaches. Okay? Throughout the years, we've had multiple issues with coach conduct. This needs to stop. We're here for the athletes. Act professionally. Take responsibility for your actions. Okay? Watch your language, watch your manner, be prepared. You need to set that high standard because what you do, your athletes are going to model. Okay, you are their role model. So what you do, they're going to do as well. Okay? Quality service to the athletes. Make sure they have a good experience. Okay? Make sure you give them the best training that you can. Make them better. Okay? That's pretty much what this section was about. Just keep reading it. Saying is you're going to have a training program that you plan out. Don't just show up to practice and be like, oh, yeah, we're just going to do this, this, and this. Have it planned out. Have it ready to go. Okay? I don't really think I have to say this, but the health and safety of our athletes is number 1. Okay? I think everyone feels the same about that, but we gotta say it. Okay? You will ensure that your equipment, training facilities, environment, everything is appropriate for your athletes. Okay? And again, I'm not going to read through this, but please take the time and actually read through it. Okay? All right. Said this before, this is in every single webinar that we host as a state office. You must go to the minimum of 2 sanctioned qualifiers, 1 required qualifier that we will have and the date will get sent out as soon as possible, and 1 other one. Okay, this is a very big thing. Please go to multiple ones. Don't just go to the 2 that we say you must go to as a minimum. Okay, give your athletes some playing experience. Okay, that's why they're here. They want to play games. They don't want to just go to practice and practice once or twice a week. They want to play games. As important as practice is, we all know it gets boring after a while. Okay, so please, please, please make sure, try to go to a couple qualifiers. Go to more than 2 if you can. Okay, make it that better experience for your athletes. Okay, so the team assessment form. We are having a new team assessment form this year, as I said. Okay, and it provides self-rating for your team. This is really using it for the beginning qualifiers. Okay, but please, 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 I don't know how many times I'm going to have to say this, but please do the best you can with these ratings. Be honest. Don't lie about how good or how bad your team is. You're only hurting your team. Okay? Like I said, we only use these for the beginning, but please take this seriously. And don't just put what you think. Actually do the assessment. It's the only way you're going to get it better. And again, these are due to me September 15th. Sorry? Okay, so this is page 1. So actually what I'm going to do, actually page 1 is pretty big, you can see it. This is the summary page. Okay, I'm going to send this to you in an Excel sheet. So it's going to add up everything for you. Very easy. Okay? You're going to go through this, list all of your athletes, jersey number, if they're athlete or partner, their age, okay, size of the player. I mean, the easiest way to put it, small. Megan, are you on the, can you hear me? Or can you talk? Maybe.
Yeah, sorry, I'm here.
Okay. How would you best describe size of player?
Size of player, probably like height and weight would be a good. I can't see the form, but I think there should be a height and weight column.
Okay, so maybe I'll change size of player to height/weight. So put in the height and the weight of your athlete. This makes a difference when we're pairing up teams. Okay, it makes a very big difference. So what you do is you fill all those out. Page 2, right here. And what I'm actually going to do is open this up. So this is what you're going to get. You're going to get this Excel sheet. You're going to take this and fill this out for each of your players. Okay? All these columns. So for passing, fill in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. Put the score right here. Okay? Receiving, same thing. Pick the correct one, put the score down. Please take your time and answer this correctly and to the best of your knowledge. Okay? So you do the same thing through this whole document. Okay? It's not that many. Okay? Once you do that, you're going to have the score. It's going to add it up right here. And the total is going to add it up for you, so you don't have to worry about it. And then you're going to divide by 9. Sorry, we added 2 columns in it. You're going to divide this by 9, not 7. Okay? Let me do it. You're going to divide this by 9. And then that's what you're going to get as the overall rating. So then you're going to take these scores, go to the summary page, find the name. So it's Johnny. Okay? Say passing, he was a 5. Receiving, he was a 6. 2 for routes. 3, 5, 5, 4, 2, 1. Okay? That's your score. It is automatically added up right here. Okay? For you. This adds it up for you. Okay? Hold on. All right, Bob, go ahead. You have a question?
So there's one thing that's not on there that I think is a big indicator for teams matching up, and that's speed. Speed. That's the biggest difference between, like, a player can, going by that list, a player can catch really well, etc., but speed is a big issue in defending or getting open. Just a thought. I just thought I'd throw that out there. Like, I noticed that is the biggest difference oftentimes between winning and losing at the end of the day especially on the upper end, is can they run with each other.
I believe that is in movement, possibly. Yep. Somewhat, we can change some of these words around a little bit for movement to add speed into that.
Yeah, it's just a thought. It's the one big difference that I notice sometimes. You can have a player who is skilled, but because of disability is not fast. So, and that makes a big difference on how they match up. That's all.
Yeah, so I'll get with my sports management team, and we'll add that into the movement section. Okay?
Great.
Just to we'll change the words around a little bit to kind of add some speed sections into that.
Great. Thank you.
Yep, no problem. Thanks, Bob. All right, so this is, it's pretty simple. You think it's going to take a long time, but it doesn't, I promise. Okay, it's going to be very quick. Very easy assessment form. It's pretty much what you're going to be doing anyway. As a coach, you're going to be assessing your players. So this is just a different way to do it. All right, please fill this out completely. This is going to be a big thing. I will send this out with the slides so that you have a copy of it. Fill it out and send it back as a Excel sheet, please. Okay, that's going to be the easiest way for me to hang on to it, is keeping it as an Excel sheet. Okay? Oh, man. Okay, hold on. Let me get back to the slides. Okay, so this actually, the team assessment form, is what is used for the NERSA tournament. Okay, so this is what is sent. I met with my sports management team, and we tweaked it a little bit to what we think is best for us as in Maryland. So this is coming from Special Olympics North America. All right, so this is not just something that we came up with. This is coming from Special Olympics North America, which is used at the USA Games level as well. All right, so this is a great thing that we're going to be using to assess our teams. Okay, so just go over these couple things real quick. These were from new from 2016, so we did use these last year. It's just more, since they're still new, I'm just reiterating them, okay? We are going to have a mercy rule again. The clock will run as the team is up by 25 points or more. No matter what time in the game it is, if you have a team that's up by 25 or more, the clock will just keep running instead of stop, like it typically is, okay? When you score a touchdown, for extra points, you can choose 1 or 2 points. 1 point is from the 5-yard line. 2 points is actually from the 12-yard line. In the past, it was from the 10. They moved it back to the 12. Okay? Formations. Motion, only one player on the offensive team may be in motion at the snap. Megan, do you want to talk about that a little bit more?
Okay, so what that means is that you can do a shift, but everybody has to be set before the ball snapped. They have to be set for, I think, is it 1 second or 2 seconds? I can't remember. But one player in motion, they cannot move towards the line of scrimmage. So they can run behind the quarterback and continue toward the sideline. If they move toward the line of scrimmage, that would be a penalty. So if they're running, they're going to get to a position, they have to stop and get set for a second before you can hike the ball.
Okay, thank you. All right, new rules. There's the handoff. So Megan, you want to go ahead and talk about the handoffs and then the center sneak?
Yeah, all right. So the center sneak is basically you can hand off to the center. The center must take one step back from the line of scrimmage and they can receive the ball. In the past, you could only do handoffs behind the quarterback, but now, as of last year, I believe, you can take handoffs or behind the side.
Okay. Makes it a little better. You don't have to just do it from behind. You can hand off in the front or to the side of the quarterback now. Okay, that's just the easiest way to put it. All right, so I sent this out last week. We only had, when I looked yesterday, we only had 7 people signed up for this. Okay, the Baltimore Ravens are, like the actual Baltimore Ravens, are putting on a clinic for our athletes, a skills clinic. They are going to be running different stations. Okay, they're going to be doing passing, catching, receiving, probably blocking. I'm not sure exactly all the different stations. But they're going to work on all the different skills associated with football. Okay, this is a free event. I thought this thing was going to fill up in no time. Okay, yes, it's on Monday at 2 p.m. and you have to arrive at headquarters by 12:30 because we have to take a bus over. But it's a free opportunity to play with the Baltimore Ravens. Okay, professional Ravens team. Here's the link. It's open to all flag football athletes and Unified partners. So if you have a Unified team, your Unified players are allowed to come and participate as well. Okay, this is a huge opportunity. I'm so excited for this opportunity. If you would like to register, if you want to send this out to, please send this out to all of your athletes. Right now, they have to be in flag football. Okay, they have to be a flag football athlete for this year, athlete or partner for this year. Okay, sign up. Here's the link. Send it out to all of your players. Get them to sign up. Get them to come. They get a free T-shirt and they get to hang out with the Ravens players for an afternoon. Okay. If the closing, I didn't put this on here, I forgot, sorry. The last day to register is August 21st. Okay, that's when I'm closing the survey. If it's not filled, this will be opened up to all Special Olympics athletes. And if you didn't sign up by then, I'm sure it's going to fill up very quickly after I open it up. So please, please, please have your athletes sign up. This is going to be such an amazing opportunity. Okay? Just like the email said, though, you as a parents or coaches, we can only take a certain amount of chaperones. Only those that we can get on the bus. Okay, we're only taking about 20 chaperones. The parking lot at the training center is not very big. If you're not on the bus, you cannot come. Okay, that's going to be a big thing right here. If you're not on the bus, you will not be allowed in and you will be turned away at the gate. They will stop you. They will not let you pass. Okay? You must be on the bus. We will be taking a few chaperones, like I said. So if you're interested in a chaperone, put your information down when your athlete signs up. Okay? All right. So are there any questions? Raise your hand or question in the question box. Anything that I've gone over today, anything that you want me to go over that I haven't. Any rules that you want, any clarification on, or anything like that. Okay. So I actually, something I didn't put in here, but I'm very, very, very excited about is we are going to have officials from the University of Maryland, okay? The NERSA officials are going to be coming, as of right now, I'm still working on it, but it's looking very good that the University of Maryland NERSA officials will be coming to Fall Fest to officiate for us. So that means we have their pretty professional officials. They officiate at a national level, so we know they know the rules. And we don't have to do a training with them and where they do this one day a year. They do this for the whole flag football season at University of Maryland. Okay, this is a great opportunity for us as an organization and for our athletes. So that's something I was very excited about that I didn't put in here. Still waiting to get final okay. We got to wait for the students to come back, but everything seems to be looking pretty good to have them come in. Okay? So the rest of these slides, it's just the registration forms, stuff like that. I'm not going to go through this, but please make sure you review it. It's really just shows you the different pages of the medical and what's needed for the volunteers and coaches. Okay, please go through this. Please make sure you have copies of these for all of your athletes, volunteers, unified partners, everything. Okay, make sure you have everything. Very, very important. Okay. If there's no questions, then we're done. I'll send all this stuff out in the next 24 hours. I'll probably send it out by tomorrow afternoon. Okay. Feel free to call, text, email, whatever. I'm here to answer your questions. And I hope you guys are just as excited as I am for a new season, because this is going to be a great season. Making this small sport even bigger, which is great. We're growing it each year, which is amazing. I think, I don't know this for sure, but I think that this is one of the fastest growing sports we have, which is awesome. 2012, when I took it over, we had 12 teams. This year, we're going to have close to 20, I think. So that's a huge accomplishment for all of us, because I know you guys go out and talk to other teams and players and stuff like that to grow as well. So kudos to you guys. We're going to keep growing this sport. We're actually up to 4 fields this year. It's Fall Fest. It's very exciting. Thank you guys for all that you do. And I hope you guys have a great start to your season. Again, I'll send this out. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me. Have a good night.